one thing that just has stuck in Marty Bass's head throughout this career.
We had an old cameraman named Norm Vogel. What do you know what to take a picture of? And he said it's simple. If I look twice, I shoot it. So if I'm rolling around Baltimore and I look twice, well, there's a catching bass or a Mondo bass.
It's a story worth telling.
Or WJZ at 9, Where's Marty? It's the story worth telling. Something that will always stick out in my mind. I got to see the handwritten by Francis Scott Key national anthem. It was Flag Day, I think, a couple years ago. So we just cold called Maryland Center for History and Culture. Hey, you got anything of Francis Scott Key, maybe his briefcase, his hat? They said, we have the original Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah,
so
that'll do it.
So wait a minute. What? Oh, say, can you see? You can read that entire first paragraph, and it's like, okay, there's where we pause and go, oh!
Well, we've been enjoying those Marty moments all month. It's been the month of Marty, and today is Marty's final Where's Marty before he retires.
And we have Huber from 100.7 The Bay joining us in studio, who just saw that clip. He's here with us, and we have Marty, who is back with the Star Spangled Banner with the Where's Marty crew. Marty?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, by the way, I want to shout out Steve Huber. It was a great time doing the podcast. Really enjoyed it. I guess you can find it online somewhere. And, yeah, I'm with the whole crew. I'm with K2 and the dispatcher. you know he's going to get back to the newsroom, and everybody's going to...
I do. We'll talk later.
I'll get him back. Don't worry.
You'll get him back.
Payback will come.
So I just want to get your impressions on this. By special request, I asked the Maryland Center for History and Culture, a lot of folks behind the camera, could you break it out for us one more time? Because as far as I'm concerned, this is one of the most valuable pieces of paper in the history of America.
Yeah, well, I mean, we bring stories to life on Where's Marty. That's like our goal. But when you get to bring history and something that brings Baltimore to our national stage and really get to show people what we're about, but what this town's about and what this amazing place we're in is all about. It's something that really helps, I think, the community, and that was always our goal of Where's Marty. So it's amazing to be here in person and see it for once instead of just back in the studio with everyone and get to join you guys and share in that excitement.
When you walked in, I said, take a look. What was your first impression?
You know, you feel the presence of the history. You know, it's one thing to see it, to make a phone call, to see it on a website, but to see the actual handwriting here, to see it in this case, see the way it's preserved, it really brings the emotion of the document.
The emotion of the document. Now, yesterday you and I were talking off the air.
Yes.
And you said you could imagine sitting there in a pub when Key said, give me a pencil.
When you look at it, I mean, you see it looks like the beverage kicked in, if you will. And he had a moment that was like, you know what, I have something on my mind. Let me write it down. And when you look at it, you just see it. It puts you in a place as though you're sitting beside him or near him when he's writing it down.
And I do agree with you. You could run behind the camera and get us some tight shots?
I got you.
We appreciate
Excuse me now.
The dispatcher.
The dispatcher. Keep that between me and you.
Mike O'Connor, come on in. Library Associate here at the Maryland Center for History and Culture. You've done about 12 of these with us.
Something like that.
We figured we've done 12 Where's Marty's at one of the coolest places in town, Maryland Center for History and Culture. We'll talk about the website and how you can come down and enjoy this place a little bit later. What are your thoughts on this?
This is an incredibly important document. It's one of the crown jewels of our organization in that it is entirely unique. It's an original document in Francis Scott Key's original handwriting, and it's of both local importance and national importance as well.
Oh, there's no question about it. When you look at this, what gets your attention about this?
What strikes me as interesting is, one, most American citizens know the very first stanza, the first 4 lines here, but in fact there are 4 stanzas. Francis Scott Key writes this allegedly at the Indian Queen Tavern here in Baltimore. One of the other things that's striking is that as he's writing, you'll notice there are self-edits that he's making. He's crossed some words out, and I would like to theorize it's because he's trying to come up with the perfect phrase to summarize everything that he's just seen at Fort McHenry.
Do we know where that tavern was?
I don't have the exact address, but we do know it's in Baltimore. It was in Baltimore.
See, I got to wonder if it may not have been around Fells Point. Fells Point or maybe Water Street. Because Water Street downtown was the original port. High tide, they'd bring ships in. And Fells Point was its own little city before everything got incorporated. What was the name of that tavern again?
The Indian Queen Tavern.
The Indian Queen Tavern. Listen, we're going to have more coming up shortly from Maryland Center for History and Culture. Micah, it's always good to have you join us. We've done some great TV. Matt, it's great having you out here with us.
Thank you for having me out.
The dispatcher.
Yeah, right.
You upstaged Francis Scott Key's Star Spangled Banner. We're going to go ahead and throw it back to TV.
Okay, Marty, thank you. And of course, as you mentioned, we have Steve Huber here. And Steve, thank you so much. Of course, you usually be doing Hanging with Huber from the studio of 100.7 The Bay, but you came on in today.
Happy to be here on a momentous day like this, you know, wrapping up such an amazing career. You know, my pleasure to be here and be part of it. And I had the honor to talk with Marty at length about his career, and I learned a bunch about him, including that he's a fellow radio guy. It's something I didn't know going into it. And the biggest takeaway for me was just his attitude and his gratitude, embracing future and technology and stuff like that, and just being thankful for what he's been able to do. It was really a fun time getting to spend some time with him.
Yeah.
His childlike enthusiasm is very infectious. And Marty, I've always admired, you know, he's a Kentucky guy born, but I mean, he just threw himself into Maryland and just let the roots grow. I've learned a lot through him, through his stories. What were some of the light up moments for him during the podcast that you guys had?
The one thing I asked him about was just how much it's changed, broadcasting and technology, from a guy who started, you know, when TV was so dominant or whatever, to see, you know, people to be able to go live on their phone and kind of mimic the things we do here at a professional level. And I was kind of waiting for a more curmudgeoned answer, but I couldn't have got a more opposite answer. He embraces it. He's down with everything that's going on in the future, and people getting the opportunity to tell these stories about the city the way he does in their own form, in their own format. And it was really encouraging to see that. I was very impressed by that.
I'm similar. Every time I talk to Marty, I always learn something new. I always get a nugget from him. So it's just such a cool experience to always catch up with him.
And I hit him with the, you know, I grew up watching you, because I did. I mean, I was a kid. I've been born and raised in this town, and I don't think I've been alive without him being on the television. And his reaction to that was nothing but gratitude, where some people are like, oh, that means I'm old or whatever. He didn't have any of that attitude about it. He was, you know, thankful for every viewer he's had and for the opportunities he's had. And it was really great to see that.
Well, Steve, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
And thanks for doing the podcast. I'm sure folks listening learned as much as you did.
Yeah, it was really a great time, and I had a wonderful experience learning more about a guy that I've, you know, seen my whole life. It was cool.
Is it up somewhere? Can people watch
I believe it's on the WJZ YouTube
cool.
channel, and maybe on the streaming service too. Yeah, of course, I should know that.
We should too. Thank you, Steve Huber. And of course, you don't want to miss Hanging with Huber every Wednesday right here on WJZ at 9 o'clock, right around this time. We'll be right back.